Hey guys, good morning and thanks for joining. Yesterday we discussed about resume preparation. In the today class and also evening class, we will discuss about couple of interview questions shared by respective students or candidates. I think Madhav is shared with me and also Rama Rao. So couple of people is shared. Give me 1 second. So are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay, fine. So shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first question, so what is the difference between proxy and reverse proxy? So proxy, opposite is reverse proxy. Proxy also called as a forward proxy. So there are two types of proxies we have. One is called forward proxy. Second one is the reverse proxy. So proxy sometimes also referred as, not sometimes, proxy also called as a forward proxy. So meaning here, they are asking difference between forward proxy and reverse proxy. So first of all, what is proxy? You know already. So proxy will act as a gateway or a bridge between internal users and respect to external applications. Internal to external applications. So proxy will act as a bridge or gateway. So that is proxy or forward proxy. Reverse proxy meaning here. So when the external clients, nothing but public, if they are trying to access our internal servers, opposite to forward is a reverse, right? So when the external, when the public, they are trying to access to the internal servers. So that is called reverse proxy. If you want to say practical scenario based example, maybe you are trying to access one of the Google server. You are an internal employee or maybe internal user. You are trying to access the external public applications. So example, so one of the employee, his name is Suresh, is trying to access google.com. In that scenario, so that request will go to the forward proxy or proxy, and proxy will validate whether it is a whitelisted or blacklisted of the application whatever Suresh is trying to access. So if it is a whitelisted, then he is trying to he will access. If it's a blacklisted one, automatically one page will appear and it will say like, so user cannot be accessed this particular application. So proxy will see whether it is a genuine or legitimate, okay, authorized website or application. So that is like a proxy. Coming back, so public, or maybe you are trying to apply one of the job in Cognizant or CTS or Infosys or Wipro or Accenture. So whatever the www.tcs/careers or www.wipro.com/careers and so on. So that career website, whatever they're developed, it will be hosted on one of the server, right? Now you are an external candidate. You want to apply job in TCS or Wipro or maybe Infosys and so on. So that time for external clients, so this request will go to the reverse proxy and proxy will validate. So whatever request is provided to the external client to the internal server, wherever the application is hosted. So then respective website or application, whatever external client or external user they are trying to access, it will validate. Okay. And it will see whether that is a genuine or legitimate or authorized request or not. It's a legitimate and authorized request, then only so he is able to access to the carrier website. Otherwise, it will drop it that request. So that is called reverse proxy. Opposite to forward proxy is called reverse proxy. So reverse proxy from external to internal and forward proxy from internal to external. So that is the only difference. Is there any doubt? If the, I will repeat once again, if the internal employees or users, they are trying to access the external or public application, that is called forward proxy, and proxy will validate the request whatever is provided by internal employer, internal user. So opposite to forward proxy is reverse proxy. So when the external public or maybe clients or customers, they are trying to access the internal applications wherever it is hosted on top of the servers, that request will come to the proxy server, and proxy will validate whether it is genuine or authorized or legitimate, okay, request or not. So that is called reverse proxy. Opposite to forward is reverse, right? So that is the difference between proxy and reverse proxy. So proxy also called as a forward proxy. So that's why in the interview point of view, they did not specify anywhere forward proxy. So only they specified proxy. Okay. Internal to external. So that is forward proxy. External to internal, that is a reverse proxy. Okay. Is there any doubt in forward proxy and reverse proxy? Okay. Next one. Do you know how to integrate log sources into SIM tool as well? Do you know how to integrate new log sources into the SIM tool? So this is log integration. Basically, we discussed already around 6 to 7 log integration methods. For this one, what is the answer you have to say? Do you know? So in this scenario, yes, I know how to integrate log sources. Example, maybe couple of scenario methods I provided. Example, firewall logs integration, or server logs integration, or cloud logs integration, or SaaS based application logs integration. So we discussed all these, right? Even flow connector as well. So syslog server method, collector agent method, cloud connector method, flow connector method, and also API token management method, MSRPC method, and also WMA method. So even apps method also there. So you can explain around 2 to 3. That's more than sufficient. So what the final conclusion for this one? Yes, I know how to integrate the log sources. Example, firewall logs integration, we will use syslog server method. So I will log into the firewall. I will go to the settings tab. Then I will click on the syslog server option. Then I will specify the SM tool name, SM tool IP address, port number 514, and the protocol TCP or UDP, and the log format is BST or syslog or maybe uh, JSON or and so on, other formats. So that is one thing. In the similar way, so second example, I know how to integrate even server logs as well. So server normally agent or collector agent will be provided the vendor. Example, IBM QRadar vendor will provide the collector agent. That collector agent, if we want to integrate server logs, we will deploy in this server that agent, and we'll specify the source IP, destination IP, port number. Then automatically logs will be reflected in the SIM tool. So that is one of the example. If I want to integrate, third example, if I want to integrate cloud logs to the SIM tool, example, Amazon Web Services, first I will go to the Amazon account. So wherever that region is located, then I will create a CloudWatch, then I will create a CloudTrail, then those logs will be stored in the S3 buckets. From there, using Cloud Connector method, using port number 514, I will integrate logs to SIM tool. And flow connector method or flow collector method. So this is the fourth example. I will configure in the router or switch span or mirror method with the help of network engineer team. So then whatever span or mirror interface it's configured to router and switch, I will connect to a flow collector hardware device. From there, I will integrate the network flow data as well, like an inbound traffic and outbound traffic. So example, JFlow or NetFlow or SFlow. So that is flow collector method. So if I want to integrate SaaS-based applications, example, any EDR tool or any ServiceNow tools, I will use an API token management method. So I will go to the respective SaaS-based application, then I will generate the API token. Those tokens I will take and I will go to SIM tool and will configure the API token management method. So nothing but URL as well as secret key and access key. Then I can pull the logs from respective log source. So if I'm explaining all these also, it will take minimum 5 to 10 minutes. So by that time, he will say, that's fine, thank you. Okay, clear, right? So do you know how to integrate log sources? Mean all the log integration method you have to explain with the example. Any doubt in this one, second one? Any doubt in second question?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Do you know how to onboard a new log source? I think this is already we discussed last time when Ajam he shared couple of interview questions, right? So as I said, these log sources is not like a constant. It is in a dynamic nature or agile nature. So nothing but horizontal growth and vertical growth. So every year, so year on year, so those log sources count will be increased. So at the time of SM implementation or deployment, maybe log sources are 50. Maybe after 1 year time period, it may be 60. So whenever these log sources are increased, so or whatever new log source it is identified, that may be server or application, or maybe network device or router and switches and so on. So we have to integrate that log source using, okay, whatever we discussed, 6 to 7 log integration methods. So what is the answer for this one? Yes, I know how to onboard new log source. Example, whatever second question we discussed, same answer as it is. So that 6 to 7 methods you have to, you should be aware of. Example also you have to give. Okay, that is third one. So what is the answer? Yes, I know how to onboard new log source or how to integrate new log source to the SIM tool. Example, firewall or server or cloud logs or flow connector logs or Windows logs or domain control logs and so on. What is a botnet attack and how you do investigation? Botnet is a part of malware category of the attack. So attacker will use a phishing emails. Attacker will use driver downloads. Then he will inject malware into the respective end user machines, and he will compromise those machines. Whatever systems are got compromised, those systems will act as a bots or zombies. Okay, so botnet full form is a robot network. Whatever systems is got compromised, those systems will be controlled by bot header. So bot header meaning here attacker or intruder or hacker. So then how can you mitigate this one, or how can you do investigation? So whenever botnet type of attacks will come, first we have to identify, so through which IP that particular botnet attack is received. So nothing but we have to gather the indicator of compromise related details as well as indicator of attack related details, whether one system is got compromised or multiple systems is got compromised. First of all, system is got compromised or not, whether it's a false positive and true positive. Okay, so you have to explain both the options, option one as well as option two. Option one like a false positive, option two like a true positive. So these two scenarios you have to explain, right? So one is false positive meaning here. So whenever the botnet attack is received to the respective our internal users, that time our EDR tool or firewall or proxy or IPS, it's blocked automatically. In that scenario, this is like a false positive because already actions of the attacker is blocked by the respective our security tools. Second one is a true positive. So whatever systems got compromised, botnet meaning here multiple system, not a single system. In that scenario, we have to identify who are all the systems got compromised, and is there any command and control server is going to the outside. First of all, what type of tactics and techniques and procedure attack reached as per MITRE framework, whether it is a phishing email malicious URL link, or whether it is a phishing email malware attachment, or maybe whether it is anything related to directly malware category. So we have to identify, and according to that one, we have to take care of the appropriate actions. See here, multiple options or scenarios are included. Okay, so that is about botnet. So something, whatever it is got compromised, obviously what we will do, so we will go and we will see what is the file name or file size or file category, and how many people are received that botnet attack, and is there any command and control outbound connections are going from the internal list to the external attacker or hacker. So those communications, and what is the action it is defined by the firewall and IPS device or IDS device. So all those verifications we have to do. So this answer we can explain the multiple ways. More than 1 hour also we can explain. Multiple scenarios we can take. Okay. So after identifying that one, this is combination of multiple attacks like a phishing email investigation, malware investigation. So combination both we can explain. So that is about fourth one. Okay, so please go, and coming back to the mitigation steps. we have to use antivirus or EDR tools, and also we have to use the anti-malware solutions. We have to use the next generation firewall malware analysis engine, and also we have to use this sandboxing environment. So that is about fourth one. Next one, fifth one, when attackers do attack port scanning, how do you investigate? How do you mitigate? So whenever attacker is do port scanning, meaning here, so attacker will try to see what are the ports are open in the targeted mission. Example, Nmap tool. So if I want to see what are the ports are open in the google.com or youtube.com, I will take the either domain name or targeted server IP address. Then I can scan. I will see what are the ports are open against. So services or protocols or softwares running on. So that is nothing but network map tool, right? Nmap tool. Okay. So whenever the attacker is trying to do the port scanning, in that scenario, for dedicated to port scanning also, we have one of the correlation rule is there in the SIM tool. Okay. So when the attacker is trying to do this particular type of port scanning mechanism, those logs, it will go to the SIM tool. So using correlation rule, whatever it is there in the SIM tool, it will generate the alert notification. Once that alert notification is received through SIM dashboard or maybe through email notification, first thing is we have to identify through which IP that port scanning alert is received. So we have to gather that indicator of indicator of attacker information, and we have to identify the IP address, and we have to go and we have to use virustotal.com or MX tool or IP wide or IP abuse database, and we have to check the reputation of the IP, whether it's a blocklisted or whitelisted. And if it is a blocklisted, obviously we have to block that particular IP address in the firewall by raising a separate ticket, or if we have the access to firewall directly, we can block that IP address. So that is called how to mitigate. So how to mitigate meaning here, we have to identify through which IP that particular port scanning is happening to our internal servers or internal systems. And after gathering those IP addresses, we have to block those IP addresses by checking the reputation of the IP. Okay, so that is about fifth one. Under IBM QRadar, what are all the steps we can see under UBA? So that's what I said. In IBM QRadar, we will not call it as a UVBA, nothing but user entity behavior analytics. But in IBM QRadar, we will call it as a UBA. So that is nothing but combination of both UBA plus EBA, user entity behavior analytics, as well as entity behavior analytics. So what are the things we will see? We can see the risk score or offense score. We can see the user activity related to offenses. We can see the entity activity related to the offenses. And also we can see the watchdog and so on. So they're expecting what exactly, do you have any idea about UBA or not? So you know already this is a concept is called machine learning as well as artificial intelligence. So whenever any abnormal or malicious or suspicious activity will happen, unknown attacks, those time UBA will give the alert notification. It is a completely like a behavioral pattern mechanism. It's not the signature based, it's a behavioral pattern. It will generate the alert notification. Obviously, what we will see under IBM QRadar, okay, so on UBA, so we have to say, I will log into IBM QRadar. I will click on UBA tool. Then I will go to UBA tab. There I will see the what are the offenses are received related to user activity, and also whatever alerts received to the entity related or assets related alerts. So that is what you have to say the answer. User related as well as entity related alerts or offenses notifications I will see. That is the answer. How many tools are there under proxy? What are they explained? So under proxy, first of all, there are two types of proxies. One is forward proxy and reverse proxy, as I said, first question. So coming back to the tools, so many tools we have in the um, commercial point of view as well as open source point of view. But open source proxy, we don't have that much. So and whatever functionals it is doing, but commercial we have. So example, anyone, what are the proxy tools we have in the market? Proxy tools.
Zscaler,
Zscaler proxy, perfect. Next one.
Citrix,
Citrix, perfect. Any other? Zscaler, Citrix, Blue Coat, WebSense, OpenDNS from Cisco Umbrella. Okay, all these are proxy tools, very popular proxy tools. I'm repeating. So right now, number one in the market, Cisco Umbrella. So that product name or tool name is called OpenDNS. Cisco OpenDNS. Second one is Zscaler. It is becoming very popular in the market right now. And also third one is a Citrix. Fourth one is a Blue Coat. Once upon a time. So not once upon a time, maybe 4 or 5 years back, Blue Coat is the number one proxy server. And also WebSense. WebSense also very popular. So these are the couple of tools are available in the market. Okay. What are they explain meaning here? So second in the seventh one itself, second option also we have. What are they explain meaning here? So what proxy will do and what is the deployment option and what exactly it will block it. So you know already proxy will act as a bridge or gateway between internal employees or internal users or internal clients to the external websites or application. So that is proxy. Proxy can be deployed as inline method or promiscuous mode. So proxy can be purchased using based on how many number of users are there, how many number of applications are there, and how many number of maximum concurrent sessions, how many number of sessions. So according to this one, we can purchase the proxy server. So that is our seventh one. So that is whatever we discussed in the class, same thing I'm explaining here. That's all. Where do you check alerts in IBM QRadar? So where you will check in alerts in IBM QRadar? Which tab?
Offenses, sir.
Yes. So alerts or incidents we will check under the offenses tab. So I will log into IBM QRadar. I will go to the offenses tab. Under the offenses tab, I will see the alerts or instance in IBM QRadar. That's all. What is the difference between a virus and worm? So virus is self-replicating within a system. It will come through user interaction. It is a malicious software program code. So it will come through user interaction, meaning here it is a drive-by downloads or maybe through phishing email attachment or maybe through remote devices like a pen drive or memory stick or external hardware devices. So that is virus. Coming back to worm. So worm is a malicious software program code. So if one system is getting compromised, multiple systems getting compromised through networking protocol using TCP and UDP, it is a self-replication within a network. So main difference is virus is self-replication within a system and worm is self-replication within a network or LAN. So that is the main difference. But both are, it's a part of malware category of the attacks. Both the mitigations, we have to use the antivirus and EDR. So the differences you have to explain. What is inbound and outbound traffic in the firewall? So inbound traffic, the traffic is coming from external public or external users to the internal organization. So that is called inbound traffic. The traffic, second one is outbound traffic. The traffic is going from internal users to the external applications or public. So that is called outbound traffic. Like incoming call and outgoing call, we discussed, right? Same as it is. Inbound traffic and outbound traffic. So 11th one, how do you protect the organization server? How the server will protect the organization? So how do you protect organization server? So servers can be protected by, you know already. So we have to implement complex passwords or strong passwords. So even we can do the segmentation, LAN segmentation. So meaning here, first of all, we have to classify the server or asset, whether it is an internal server and also critical server or whether it is a non-critical server. If it is a critical server, obviously we'll put in the trust zone or internal zone. If it is a non-critical server, we'll put in the DMZ or DMZ zone. Okay. So what is the answer we have to provide? How do you protect the organization? First of all, I will do the classification of the server or asset. If it is a critical server to the organization level, I can deploy those server in the trust or maybe internal zone. Additionally, I can implement couple of security controls. First control is, okay, so implementing complex passwords. Second control or secondly, so implementing the hardening benchmark. Third one or thirdly, so implementing multi-factor authentication mechanism. Fourth one, so implementing disk encryption. Fifth one, security logging and monitoring. Yeah, so these are the couple of things we will implement for this server protection. Already we discussed how can we protect Linux server and Windows server. Same thing, it is they are asking in different way. Okay, so that is about 11th one. Even logging and monitoring also important, meaning here whatever logs are generated in the logs, we have to integrate to SIM tool. Additionally, I forgot one more thing, role-based access control and also segregation of duties. Yes, vulnerability management, perfect. Yeah, vulnerability management also, running the scans and also
The account
patch
lockout
updates.
policy.
Yeah, account lockout policy, it's a part of password policy only. When you say password policy, there are a couple of things will come. One is password policy contains complex passwords, strong passwords, account lockout policy. So 3 months rotationally, we have to do the password changing. All these parts part of password policy. Clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Yeah. So what are the couple of things we will implement? First, we will identify what is the server, whether it is internal or whether it is a critical or non-critical. If it is a critical, obviously I will put in the trust zone. I will deploy otherwise. And I will implement couple of controls like example. So password policy. So that password policy contains strong passwords or complex passwords, and account lockout policy. Then also rotating of the passwords 90 days once or 3 months once. That is the password policy. Secondly, okay, implementing multi-factor authentication. Thirdly, okay, so hardening benchmark. Fourth one, vulnerability assessment or vulnerability management. Fifth one, patch updates. And sixth one is role-based access control or segregation of duties. Okay, seventh one, security logging and monitoring. So that is about 11th one.
So backing up server.
Yeah, backing up the server also. But backing up the server, yes, backing up, especially for ransomware attack, you are right. 12th one. How do you aware of the end users regarding attacks? How do you create the awareness program? So for this one, I will provide the awareness program or awareness to all the employees. So monthly once or quarterly once, I will give the phishing email awareness. I will give the password policy awareness. I will give the what's happening all over the worldwide, different types of attacks are coming. So I will take the practical session. And also I will conduct the phishing email campaign. So when you say phishing email campaign, first we have to provide the awareness to every employee. When you say awareness, it's nothing but educating the employee related to cyber security. You are cyber security employee, that doesn't mean that every employee is aware of cyber security. How HR team is aware of cyber security, how DevOps team is aware of, maybe DevOps team is aware of because they are technical. What about admin part? What about legal team and so on? So that's why we have to give the awareness to every employee. So I will take the training sessions. So quarterly once, I will take the example training sessions related to password policy. Second one is the phishing email related. Third one, what are the regular attacks are coming all over the worldwide or across the universe or across the globe. And also additionally, I will do the phishing email campaign via emails. Emails also one of the factor. Even through emails, also we can educate the employees. Even additionally, we can implement cyber security awareness in induction training. What is induction training, guys? Induction training meaning here, whenever you will onboard in any company, so they will take 1-day session related to overall what is the strategy of the company, what is the vision and what is the mission, and what are the business they are doing. Okay, and also HR policy, finance policies, income tax related queries, corporate IT related queries, like how to configure the laptop once you will receive the laptop, and how to reset the password from default passwords. And also additionally, okay, even it's a better to include cybersecurity awareness 15 minutes whoever joining freshly as a new employee in the organization level. So if you are saying this answer, definitely interviewer, he will fall in love with you, obviously. Okay, so that is the way how we have to give the answer. So whatever we learned so far, we have to apply, or we have to map in the interview point of view, like innovative ideas. So next one is 13th. What is sandboxing environment, and explain it clearly. So sandboxing environment is a set testing environment where our malware analysis we can do. So whenever any unknown email malware will come, in that scenario, I will take those emails. So using signature as well as using the dynamic in nature of the malware, I will test those malware files by running the scans, and I will identify is there any malware is infected to that particular file or not. So if that particular file has the malware, then I will take the hash value, then I will go to the ADR tool, and I will block the malware using hash value method. And also I will delete those malware files. So that is about sandboxing environment. So even this sandboxing environment we can deploy in two ways. One is on-premise server, like a testing server. Second one, even we can deploy this one on top of the virtual box from Oracle or Oracle. Second one is VMware ESXi or NSXi. Okay, anywhere we can deploy. So that is about the 13th one. 14th one, I think question number wrong. If you get a P1 means priority one incident. What do you do? How do you identify it? What are the mitigation steps? So we'll go one by one. If you get a P1 incident, what do you do? Obviously, I will prioritize. So number one, severity, because it's a priority one tickets. As per escalation matrix, it's a number one ticket. So number one incident. So I will prioritize first this one itself. Whatever priority one incident is there. How do you identify it? Based on the severity and based on the compromised way. So I can, after doing initial triaging, I can identify. Okay. What are the mitigation steps you will consider? So it's vary from incident to incident. It's not like they are not explaining only dedicated one scenario. That may be authentication failure related to brute force, or maybe password spray, or maybe VPN authentication failure compromised. That time mitigation step is different. Malware category of the incident investigation is different, and phishing email incident investigation compromise scenario is different. And OS top 10 related SQL injection process scripting attack incident investigation is different. Spoofing attack incident investigation is different. Flooding category of the incident investigation is different. So you have to explain one by one. So if the priority one incident is related to brute force compromise scenario, okay, you have to explain your own way, scenario based, right? If the priority one ticket is belongs to okay, authentication compromise scenario, example brute force attack, I will identify through which IP that brute force attack is got compromised. So then I can go and I can see who is the victim machine and who is the victim and what is the victim machine IP address or username or host name. So immediately I will change the credentials and I will see is there any outbound connections on going from whatever system or server got compromised. Then I can do the containment based on the business impact analysis and risk assessment. So once again, there are two options we have. If it is end user system, so containment I will do directly. If it is server, I can coordinate with the respect to asset owner or server owner or business owner. So then I will check the reputation of the IP, whatever brute force attack is got compromised. I will block those IP in the firewall level. Additionally, I can see is there any data breaches happened, and also I can identify the root cause analysis. How, where, when, why the system is got compromised. So I can preview the post-mortem report, and finally I can present to the customer. That is one scenario. If the priority one ticket is belongs to malware category of the incident, like a virus or worm or ransomware, in that scenario, whatever system is got compromised, so I will identify indicator of compromise information, indicator of attack information. Then I will gather the who is going to impact and which system or server is got compromised. I will take the file name or file size, file category through SIM tool as well as EDR tool. And whatever system is got compromised, I will identify the file. I will delete the file from the end system. I will rerun the antivirus scan. I will take the hash value by verifying the infected malware. Okay, so then I'll block the hash value from the EDR tool. That is what you have to explain. So you have to explain from scenario to scenario, because you did not specify which priority one instant and which scenario. You have to take your own way, and you have to explain about scenarios as well. So if it is authentication failure, this is the instant investigation I will do, or mitigation I will do. If malware category, this is the instant investigation I will do. If it's a flooding category like a DOS and DDoS, we discussed already. So this is I will do it. If it's SQL injection attack, I will do this process. So explaining the, I think 15th question, it will take more than 2 hours. You are properly explaining the interview point of view, because it's not a single scenario. The priority one ticket may be anything, right? Otherwise, you can ask back. So what type that priority one ticket or scenario? Okay. Next one. What do you know about the Nessus tool? So Nessus tool is a vulnerability assessment and vulnerability management tool. Under Nessus, we have so many tools we have. So Nessus Professional, Nessus Security Center, Tenable IO Cloud, and also dedicated SCADA systems, dedicated to industrial control system, and also it has a Nessus tool also has which one, that one? PCI DSS scans related tools and so on. Coming back, additionally, so Nessus tool we can use to vulnerability scanning of the servers. We can deploy scanners in the respect, if it is a distributed deployment. So Nessus scanners we can deploy in multiple locations, and our main Nessus tool will be there in the headquarters. So, and we will identify the servers based on the distributed locations. And whenever we are running the servers, we will select the appropriate scanner information. Nessus tool we can purchase based on the licensing option, like how many servers we are going to do the scanning, based on number of IPs or based on number of servers. So coming back, first in the Nessus tool, what I will do after classifying the assets based on the different types of business verticals. So starting with the machine learning team, DevOps team, TechOps team. Next one is a data science team, and so on. Based on the business vertical side, I will do the classification of the assets. Then I will go to the Nessus tool. Then I will create a scan policy. In the scan policy, I will give the scan policy name, and also I will specify the CS benchmark. Okay, Center for Internet Security Hardening benchmark. And also I will specify the authenticated scans, like if it's a Unix operating system, I'll specify the sudo or root. If it is a Windows, admin username and password. After creating a scan policy, then I'll go back to this Nessus tool. I'll create a scan rule. In this scan rule, I'll specify the scan rule name, and also I'll specify the scan information. So which location I want to do the scanning, that location of the scan information, targeted IP address or assets information or host names information, whatever servers I want to do scanning. Additionally, even I can configure scheduling of the scans. In my organization, we are following monthly scans. So I'll specify the every month. So 30th, scheduling of that particular scan policy, and also ADHAC related time and date. And finally, I will run the scans. That is what I know about Nessus tool. So we are giving practical scenario now. It's not about theoretical way. So whatever we discussed in the class, same thing I provided. Even this thing is available. Okay. Whatever 82 pages material I shared. So directly in the Nessus tool, after opening the Nessus tool, what exactly you will see? Okay. Even in our class notes also, cybersecurity Excel sheet also I provided what exactly we will do, how to put the scan policy, how to create scan rule. Everything you have to explain. So why do we use WAF? So WAF is a web application firewall. It will block and also it will monitor WASP top 10 related attacks. So using signature based detection mechanism, using machine learning mechanism. Example, SQL injection attack, CSRF attack, cross-site scripting attack, okay, broken authentication, broken access control. So it will block as well as it will prevent against WASP top 10 as well as SANS top 25. So that is the answer. Nothing but application layer attacks, preventing, blocking, and monitoring purpose, we'll use the WAF. Last night interview question, guys. What is SQL injection attack? What is cross-site scripting attack? What is CSR attack? These three attacks. Last night interview question. Okay. Fragmentation comes under which layer? Fragmentation will come under network layer, layer number 3. Okay. So here, whatever IP packet fragments, if are opening TCP IP packet, we can see fragments as well. So TCP IP layer, whenever we discussed about Wireshark, we have seen TCP IP packet, right? So we are opening TCP IP packet. One of the dedicated field is there that is called fragmentation. So fragmentation will come under network layer in the IP packet. Okay. So whenever the IP packet is traversing inbound as well as outbound, so even fragment also will verify what is the fragment number, sequence number, and so on. So answer is layer number 3, that is nothing but network layer. 19th one, generally which applications do you use in your organization? Under which application do logs come to the SIM tool? So generally which applications do you use in the organization? In my organization, we are using combination of both internal applications as well as internet facing application. Internal applications like example HR portal. So example our internal communication portals or bad chat related or income tax related, finance related applications. Okay, even regular service node related applications. All these are internal application. Internet facing applications for our company, we have a dedicated website is there. This one is deployed in microservices platform. So those couple of applications are facing internet, and that one will be accessed by the public or external customers or external clients. So that's what you have to give the answer. So combination of internal application and internet facing applications. So we have seen, right, SSL TLS certificates. They explain what is internal application, what is internet facing application. Internal application can be accessed by only internal users. So internet facing application can be accessed by everybody or everyone. Okay, that's what you have to say. Those logs, especially internal applications, we don't have that much criticality to integrate in SIM tool. But on the other hand, most of the cyber attacks will come through internet facing applications using syslog server method and also using WAF logs or web server or application server logs. I will integrate it to SIM tool. See, second question, which application do logs come to the SIM tool? So meaning here, how can you integrate application logs to SIM tool? Obviously, we have to integrate application server logs, web server logs, application logs, and also WAF logs. Example, as a part of SQL injection attack and voice top 10 category of the attacks, we discussed this one. Right? Same thing. 20th, under the IDS log source, which logs go to the SIM tool? So it will go to the behavioral pattern logs. So there are different types of logs will go to the SIM tool. Example, one is audit related logs. When I say audit related logs, whoever is trying to access the IDS tool. So successful login of the IDS tool failure login of the IDS tool. That is one type of the logs. It will go to SIM tool. Secondly, so whatever abnormal or malicious or suspicious pattern behavior of the traffic as an inbound and outbound traffic is going on, those logs also will go to the SIM tool. Thirdly, so configuration related logs will go to the SIM tool. Health checkup related logs, IDS or IPS related health checkup. What is the control plane as well as data plane, bandwidth utilization as well as RAM utilization? Those logs also will go to the SIM tool, and even malware category of the logs also will go to the SIM tool. Okay, so that is about 20th. Even you can specify that one also. All the network related and cyber related attacks logs will go to the SIM tool. Example, so flooding category of the logs, malware category of the logs, phishing email category of the logs, spoofing category of the logs will go to SIM tool. Additionally, audit related logs as well, configuration system, health checkup related logs as well. Yeah, this is not only two ideas. This is common for every SIM tool, not SIM tool, guys. Every log source. For every log source, as I said, one is audit is a mandatory log source, nothing but successful as is a failure login attempt. Second one is a system related logs, configuration related logs, and any malicious or abnormal or suspicious category of the logs. Okay. Last but not least, even a health checkup related logs also. If you want, you can include application logs as well. So that is about 20th.
Sir, I have a doubt here.
Yes, please.
Sir, after collection of these logs, so it will be deleted. Again, they can ask like how you can retrieve the deleted logs after some few days.
So that is what we discussed about retention policy. So retention policy we have already is there. So if you are going to admin tab, so we have retrieve option is available. So we can retrieve those logs. Retention policy meaning here storing of the logs for some specific period of the time. It will vary from organization to organization and also business to business, what type of business you are doing. As I said, retention policy side ISO 27001, PCI DSS, SOX compliances, HIPAA compliances, SOC 1, SOC 2, and so on. So whatever business we are doing, according to that one, we will take care of the retention policy. For suppose, or for example, if it is a PCI DSS related compliances, financial transaction using credit card or debit card, you are taking care of your business. In that scenario, 3 months online logs and 3 months offline logs. In case logs are deleted, I'll go to the SIM tool and I will do the retrieve, or otherwise whatever SAN or NAS or maybe third party logs you are using, I can retrieve from there. That is the answer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So indirectly, what they are expecting from your side, you are expecting, do you aware of the retention policy or not? So what type of compliances you are using, what a business you are doing. So that is what they are expecting from your side. Next one, you have received a phishing email with the attachment. That will you do? That what will you do? Sorry. You have received a phishing email with the attachment. What will you do? How can you take the hash value of this file? This already we discussed. So phishing email attachment, it's a combination of phishing email investigation plus malware investigation. Already we discussed this one, right? Combination of both phishing email header analyzer as well as domain name validation, as well as IP address validation. Additionally, even malware also. So how can I take the file? So obviously, whenever the file is traversing in the network, those files will come to EDR tools, and also it will come to next generation firewall tool. If I'm going to EDR tool directly, we can take the hash value. Otherwise, we have to do the password protected file, and we have to take the file, and we have to go to the testing environment like a sandboxing, and from there we have to decrypt the whatever file you encrypted using the password protected or key, and so you can run this scan, or you can upload in the virus.com and you can take the hash value. So on-premise and also cloud. So signature based unknown file. So those two options. As a part of malware investigation, we discussed. Same thing you have to explain. So how can you take the hash value? There are multiple scenarios. Directly in the EDR tool, we can take. Directly in the SIM tool alerts also sometimes we can take. And also using virustotal.com, we can take. On sandboxing environment, we can take the hash value. So last one, under sandboxing, which tool you are using? So under sandboxing, you can say whatever EDR tool you are using. Example, Sophos EDR I'm using, or CrowdStrike I'm using, or Sentinel-1 I'm using, or Silence I'm using. Okay, so this is EDR tool only sandboxing environment. Okay, so that is about, I think I'm feeling this is a little bit okay. It's average interview. But if I explain properly, this one will take more than 1.5 hour interview. You are properly explaining to the interviewer, but anyway, he will say like a fair. Okay, so fair meaning here, that's fine. So whatever you said, that's perfect. So that is meaning called it's fair. Okay, so a couple of times they will say it's fair, you can stop, that's fine. And in even they are explaining long way or lengthy answers, they will say, okay, you can stop it. That's what they will say. Okay, so this is the first one. Second one, give me 1 second. Who else shared with me in WhatsApp? One is Madhav.
One is from
I think
Rama.
Ramana also shared, I think. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sir, Farooq sir.
Yeah, Farooq also. Farooq, okay. Farooq. What we can do, so remaining interview questions we can discuss evening. Because my login 9 o'clock only. So whatever Farooq is shared as well as Ramana is shared. Not Ramana, Ramarao, I think. Ramarao shared. Those things we can discuss evening.
Sir, phishing email, the document is empty, sir, in the sheets, in the instant investigation.
Yes, I will fill that one. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other? Yeah, please. I think most of the people already updated the resume. They are getting the calls. Okay, please update resume. So, and as I said, whoever is putting more than 5+, so many vacancies are there. I'm checking last night after our class discussion, especially LinkedIn, so many vacancies I have seen. Okay, so please go and apply in LinkedIn and also in the Naukri or Indeed, and also whoever is working already, referral as well. Okay, but unfortunately, I cannot refer because I'm not into cyber security. I'm taking care of cloud security and also product security. So even not product security, also GRC, governance, risk and compliances. Right now I'm working in governance, risk and compliances. Okay, so yeah, anyway, that's fine. So whenever any vacancies are there from existing candidates, I'll post in the 14th batch.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
guys, you're welcome. Okay, guys, we can see evening and class will be there around 6 o'clock.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.